Hey,
Hey,
I think I figured something out.
what?
Um, can you share screen your admin account on Nearpod?
Yes. Share screen. Mm, okay.
Okay, can you go to manage your manage portal
Okay.
and then school library?
Okay.
Okay, let me see your screen. See, my window is kind of blocking off some of it.
I know. I hate that's one thing I hate is that it blocks it off.
You should have some options on your, let's see, there it is.
New
New
subfolder.
subfolder.
Okay.
Yep.
So I would have to create. Okay.
Yeah, so it says that an admin has to make folders in either the school library or the district library.
Okay. So I could just make well, in the school library, I could just make grade level folders and subject folders. And in the district library, I could make school folders and then subfolders that are grade level specific or subject specific.
Yeah, I might submit some feedback to them too, to where, because I think it would be a lot more convenient too if teachers could also add folders, especially if there's a lot of lessons that get added in.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
might submit feedback on that.
Yeah, they're good about listening to it. It would be nice if the teachers could do that, since they're the ones who would know how they want it organized.
Yeah. So I think that was that Brittany who asked that question.
Yes.
I'm gonna try again, Mary.
Okay.
I reset my Wi-Fi and stuff, so I don't know if that's what happened or what, but it wouldn't let me back in when I tried, so.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, it's recording. I actually remembered today. I have to share.
Mary,
Yes.
good afternoon. Quick question for you, please.
Uh-huh.
It appears that next week, for some reason, Nearpod, I'm supposed to be teaching it. Somehow, yeah, I don't know if you saw that. I think it's your session that you're teaching, whatever the case may be. They had me send invites. I sent invites to a lot of the stuff at the high school. I've canceled mine, or I've deleted it from my calendar. Is there any way you could please sort that out so
Who
the
told
staff
you
members
you
can
had to do
realize? Yeah, I can send you a clip of it. It says we're having a Nearpod meeting in the Black Lab at the high school.
Oh.
And so I received email acceptance from the teachers. And then one of them said, are we coming to the school on Wednesday for the Black Lab presentation? And I said, I have no idea what you are talking about.
No, they shouldn't be coming out to the school.
Well, I know that, and we shouldn't, and I'm not scheduled to have a Nearpod presentation. So I'll send you a follow-up on that just so you look at it and see, perhaps, I don't know if you can go to the calendar and see what happened there. I have no idea
Who sent that out.
Okay.
But yeah, no one should be going up to the school right
now. Okay, you bet.
Huh.
But I'll send that to you, and then you can look at it. Perhaps you can do something from there. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
How's everyone?
Great.
All
Healthy,
right.
happy.
And we're staying safe, right? Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
What's that weird noise I'm hearing?
It's someone's microphone. It almost sounds like water, doesn't
I
it?
know. Yeah.
Sounds like they've stuck their microphone underwater.
Well, let's hope not.
Okay. Um, Tiffany, if you'll go and hover over your name over in participants and then click the more button, I need you to rename yourself to add your last name, or you can click on your picture and there's the 3 dots, and click on the 3 dots and you can rename yourself. But you need your first and last name so we can make sure we give points to the right person.
Mary, we have a John Glenn staff meeting at 2:30, so I'll be getting out of here about
Okay,
30.
okie doke.
I'm glad you said that because I forgot.
That's okay. No worries. Your hair looks pretty.
Thank you.
Mary, for a second, I thought you were talking about my hair.
Huh? Oh. Your hair looks nice too. You're so funny.
He looks like he has a halo.
That's right.
The light
Got a
shining on it.
Give it 1 more minute. Still got a couple of people coming in. There's another one. Okay. Well, every time I think I'm going to start, 2 more pop in. Okay. If you just came in, make sure that you have your first and last name. You can see your name by clicking on your picture and looking in participants. I'm going to go ahead and start. So I'm going to mute everybody, but you do have the option to unmute yourself when it's question and answer time. So feel free to do that. Also, feel free to use the chat feature, which is depending on your device at the top or the bottom of your screen. You can just click on chat and then you can type to everyone, or you can choose a specific person to type to, okay? So, and Sean is going to be co-hosting and he will be answering questions in the chat for me. We got a big group, Sean. Okay.
Yeah, lots of people.
Yeah, it's great. This is level 2 of Nearpod training. So in level 2, we're going to be taking those lessons that Sean showed you how to find, and we're actually going to be showing you how to edit those lessons. So sometimes you'll find lessons that are perfect and you can use them the way they are, and that's great. But other times you're going to find lessons that you may want to add something to or take some slides away. And this session is going to show you exactly how to do that. Remember, if you're using the app, and we highly recommend that you use the website because there's more functionality in the website. If you're using the app, it does look different, but I do want to show those people who are on iPads and rely on iPads. I want to show you how to create a little app icon with the website so you don't have to just keep typing it in. So I'm going to show you that first, and hopefully my iPad will cooperate like it's supposed to this time. Buy a cable. Okay, there it is. It's cooperating. Okay, so I'm going to go to my home screen, and you're seeing my iPad and all the apps I have. So in order to save the Nearpod website as one of these little icons on your screen, you have to do that in Safari. Safari is this blue compass looking app at the bottom, blue and white. So I'm going to click on that app. You would type in nearpod.com at the top and log in, and you'll see that you're in the same website that Sean was showing you earlier. So in order to save this as an icon, it looks like an app on your, it'll look like an app on your screen, but it won't really be an app. It'll be like a bookmark that will take you to where you need to be. You will see a piece of paper with an arrow over it. If you click on that, it's on the top right, right next to the plus sign. If you click on that, then you'll see a drop down, and one of them is add to home screen. So you click add to home screen. Then it gives a description, and then you just click add. And you'll see that now I have a new icon on my screen, and it's called Nearpod, but it is not the app. This just, if I click on it, will take me straight to the website without me having to type in it into Safari each time. And you can do that with everything Renaissance Achievement Series. You can save those as little icons on your iPad, but you can only do that in Safari. So don't try to do it in Google. It won't work. You can only do that in Safari. But we thought it was important to show you so that you knew how you can do that, because we do recommend that you use the website. Were there any questions on that?
Can you say that one more time about what we can only do in Safari?
You can only save websites as these little icons on your iPad in Safari. You cannot do it using the Google browser. You can only do it using the Safari browser. Okay? All right.
Mary, where is the Safari again?
See where my mail is down at the bottom with the 11?
Yes.
Over to the left, that's the Safari app. It looks like a little compass.
Okay.
And that's the app that when you click on, you can type in the top bar, nearpod.com. And then you can click on the little piece of paper with the arrow over it. And you'll get a drop down. Add to home screen. And then add. And it'll give you another icon. And you can see now I've got two icons there that'll take me to the website. So I'm going to delete one. I don't really need two of them. Okay. But that that way you don't have to keep typing it into Safari. It's just a way of making things more efficient for you to get to the website. Because remember, you can filter some, but not as well as you can in the website when searching for things in the app, okay? The app has some things that won't work, and in level 3, I'm gonna tell you 2 biggies that will not work in that app. Okay.
Mary, quick question real quickly before you
Sure.
head out.
Yeah.
Hey, as you did that, were you sharing, you were sharing your screen with us, correct? From Nearpod, as when you're
From Zoom, yep.
from Zoom, okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay, got you then.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get, I wasn't sure if you were in Nearpod sharing that with us or you were just, all right.
Nope, I was in Zoom. I just had my iPad connected to my Mac so that you could see it.
Hey, Mary,
Yes.
we've got a chat question here about Safari.
Okay.
So it says, when I log into Safari and try to log into the Nearpod website, it takes me out of Safari and puts me in the Nearpod app on my iPad. Is there a way to override this?
It might be because you have Nearpod open and are logged into it, the Nearpod app. So try logging out of the Nearpod app and see if that helps you. Okay. All righty. I am going to share my screen again, but this time I'm going to share my desktop. There we are. Okay. And can you tell, oh, there it is. Yeah, it's still recording. Okay, I just wanted to make sure because something said that it stopped recording. Okay, so I am going to make sure that I am on the home screen, which is where Sean left off in level 1. So these are all the lessons I have saved so far. I only have one folder because I just use these most of the time, but which is sub lessons, and I'll talk a little bit about that during level 3. But I'm going to take one of these lessons that I already have down here, and I'm going to actually edit that lesson. And I'm just going to do it with this new and emergency lesson. So again, if you hover over the lesson, you're going to see these things pop up. You can take it and drag it into a folder. That's one thing. You have the little 3 dots, little hamburger dots, where you can share with other teachers. You can duplicate it, add to the libraries like Sean showed you, or add to a specific folder if you have them. You can export it as a PDF, so you could print that PDF. There's reports or there's deletes. And he already showed you live lesson and student pace lesson. And what we're going to look at is the edit button. So I'm going to click on edit. Okay, and it's going to open up my new and emergency lesson. Actually, that is not the one I want because that's something else I want to show you. So let me get one that is already in here. Oh, MacBook, you have to love it. Get this bar out of my way and get where I want to be. There we go. Okay. I am going to use this who eats whom and why. So I'm going to hover over it. I'm going to edit it. And it's going to open up. Okay. And what you will see is all of the slides that are contained within that lesson. So you can look through the slides and you can see which ones you want or which ones you don't want. If you don't want something, for example, we don't want these objectives in here, all you have to do is just click on it. And then at the top gray bar, it'll say delete slide, and I can delete it. And it always asks if you're sure, just in case. And I can delete that slide out. You can move around the slides. Perhaps I don't want temperature here, I want it after. So I could change that around by just dragging and dropping. Okay, or you can add new slides. And this is where you're going to see it gets really fun. So when you click on add a new slide, and there'll always be this blank slide in the front. Anytime you make a new slide, it'll always add a blank slide at the front. But you can click add slide here. It doesn't do anything but just keep that slide there. So there's no reason to do that. But I'm going to click on add slide, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what things you have available to you in Nearpod. I'm going to sound like a salesman because I get so excited about this, but I love all of these things that they provide to teachers, and they keep adding on, which is amazing. And if you had training at in last year, which I know a lot of people did, you'll see a couple of added features. I'll tell you what those are. So one of the things that you can do when you click on add slide is you can add content. So when I click on add content, I have all of these things in this blue bar available to me. I can add other slides. I can add videos from vocabulary. This is new for the people who had it who had training previously. Nearpod has taken over vocabulary, so now they have all of those vocabulary videos available to you, and it will show you the grade level underneath, grade 6 through 12, 6 through 12, Shakespeare 6 through 12. But it's not just reading. There's math, there's science, there's social studies, life skills, just vocabulary in general, or current events. So there's all of those vocabulary videos that you have access to for all of those subjects, which is great. And again, you can filter it through those and get more specific. If you just hover over it, it will open up more things. So if we have a middle school teacher who teaches U.S. history, you hover over social studies, and that will pop up and you can click on it. And it'll have vocabulary videos for U.S. history, which is great. And again, that's something new that they have actually added to adding content. So that's available to you. All of the lessons within Nearpod are available to you guys free of charge, and of course to our students as well, to use those lessons that you create or that you find, because the district has purchased the whole package for us. So they have done amazing things. We also have 3D objects that you can use and manipulate and look at. And I'm going to show you one down here that I've already got in this lesson. Let's see. Okay, Nearpod 3D. I'm going to open that up. So I just put a picture of the sun. You can open, if you have a touchpad, open and close your fingers. If your laptop or your iPad or Mac or something has a touchpad, you can do that. Or you can use the up and down arrows, things like that. To turn it, you can use your cursor. So you can manipulate all of these 3D objects. And they have tons for you. And again, you can search through all the different categories that they have available to you. So it'll break it down for you. And I'm still in adding content. This is still looking at adding content. There's field trips that are available for you, and the field trips have 360-degree views of the area. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Where'd you go? There it is. This is a field trip to Santorini, Greece. And so again, I can open and close my fingers to zoom in and out. I can use my cursor to drag it all the way around 360-degree views. Can be talking about, okay, what is this body of water next to Santorini, Greece? We can look that up on maps and things. We can talk about the different types of homes and why they would build them this way. So there's unlimited things that you could talk about with these field trips. And again, it's anywhere you can think of going, they probably have it. That is field trips. Also in adding content, they have what's called a PhET simulation, which as the majority of my time was spent as a science teacher in 1st through 12th grade. So I love these PhET simulations. If you click on it, there you can see they've got simulations for science, elementary through high school, and math, elementary through high school. So instead of having to have a Bunsen burner or having to purchase items for experiments or different things, instead of having to take my students to a skate park, I could have them manipulate a PhET simulation. So what would happen to this person if I added mass to him? And they could manipulate that and see what would happen if he's skating the same curve. If I added mass, what if I added more friction, less friction? If I change the slope of it, what would happen? So they can manipulate that themselves without you having to purchase a bunch of materials to do that, which is always nice for us not have to spend our own money purchasing things. And then you have all of these things as well that you can add under content. There's a graphing calculator, a Desmos graphing calculator, so students can use a graphing calculator within a Nearpod. And I have no idea how to use a graphing calculator, but a lot of math teachers know how to, so they can have their students use that. There's all of these BBC videos that are available to you. And they have what's called a sway. And this is something that Microsoft specifically developed. So I'm going to show you a sway. I'm just going to pick this one because it's pretty. So the Microsoft sways are presentations within presentations. And the thing I love about these, and they're on all kinds of different topics, the thing I love about these are the photography that they have is stunning. So you'll see in these, I did one on countries yesterday, but you'll see the photography is just beautiful. You can click on them to make them bigger. You can scroll through this way. And it'll go through, and then you click back into it and you can go back into the presentation itself. There's the anatomy, Where do they fit in the animal kingdom? Oh, that one is a weird looking dude. But you can click through freshwater, tropical rainforest, different habitats. You can see their diets. And there's cars that you can flip through also. There's all kinds of sways that they can go to, but like I said, visually stunning. And then they have collaborative activities at the end of these presentations. So you can add these within a Nearpod also. And you can see the different things that are available, or you can search also. That's still under adding content. There's tons available of content. You can add video or more slideshows. If you click on video, you can actually search YouTube in Nearpod and add a video. Let's see, I want to learn about hyperbole. Okay, what is hyperbole? So I like that one. I'm just going to click on it and I'm going to save it. And anything I create, any new video goes at the end. So I could drag and drop this anywhere I wanted to, but anything I create automatically goes to the end. So keep that in mind. You can also drag and drop in files here in this circle straight off of your desktop, or you can upload files from your laptop or desktop. Get back to adding content, and I'm getting ready to stop and shush so you can ask questions, but I want to show you the rest of what's available. You can add audio. A lot of people use this for reading stories to their kiddos. They use it for saying words, sounding out different words so they can hear them. There's live Twitter streams that you can do only with parent permission, of course, but there's that available as well. So all of that is available when you click on add slide and add content. So I'm going to stop for a second. And Sean, is there anything in chat or anything? I know I talked a lot.
No questions in chat right now.
Okay. Are there any questions that you have?
Yes, why do they call that sway? What is the sway? Is it just looking at pictures?
It's the presentation. The presentation is called the sway. I don't know why they picked that name. That's something Microsoft picked. But
Thank you.
Any other questions? Make sure you unmute yourself.
Okay, let me try this again.
Okay.
So, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm the type of person that has to go in and like play with everything.
Yes.
And do that. But since it's under the district, is there any possible way I can screw it up for the entire district?
No.
Because I've done that before.
No. No, you're only acting within your library. Even if you added something to the school library or the district library, I could get rid of it if you need me to.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the best way to do all of these things with adding content and websites and different things, is to just add them and play around with them. And I'm going to show you in a minute how to see what the students see when we finish up. It'll be closer to the end. Any other questions? Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again and show you what else is available. So also when you click on add slide, you have two other boxes here. One is add web content, and there's only one thing inside this. So if you click on add web content, any type of website you can send them to, anything that has a URL, you can put in Nearpod. So if you want to send them, if you have a whole lesson on a specific subject in math, and you want to send them to Khan Academy to practice what they've learned, then you can send them to that using a URL from Khan Academy. So they can go to different websites from this as well. That's the only thing that's under add web content, but I mean, there's a ton of web content that you can add. So then one of my favorites is add activity. So remember that Nearpod is for pre-K through 12th grade. So I don't want high school or middle school or high school teachers to think that they can't use this as well. It is through 12th grade. So you can search for things from 9th through 12th grade. Remember to use those filters, okay? But there's these activities that you can add. Now, a couple of them are gonna seem a little elementary to you, but I promise you, the kids love them even at a high school age, okay? One of them I want to talk about is called Time to Climb. And Time to Climb is like a video game. So I'll show you what the student side looks like in just a minute, but this is what the teacher side looks like. So if you click on Time to Climb, like you're going to add this, there it goes, slow today. You can type your questions as a teacher here and then add answers. So I might say, I'm just doing something silly. Rhymes with cat. Bat. Bam. And I can add other answers. Boom. And you click on which one is correct and it'll grade it for you. And then you save it. So you can add as many questions, as many answers as you want. And remember, it saves it at the end. So here's the Time to Climb, okay? So if you click on it, again, you'll just see the teacher side. But when you actually present, I'll show you how to see the student view of it. And it's so cute. No, Lily. That was my dog. She's like, "Arr." Okay. So I'm going to show you that. But the Time to Climb, and you'll see it in a second, what they're doing is they have a mountain of some kind, whether it be underwater, whether it be in space, on land, they have some kind of mountain. And the kids get to pick their avatars. And again, it seems kind of elementary, but they pick like penguins or frogs or whatever. And if they're in an underwater scene, all of them will have like diving helmets and things on. But they will race against each other answering these questions, and it's timed. It'll give them a little bit of time to answer one question, and then they'll answer and see who moved up. And then we'll do the next question. They'll answer and see who moved up. And then at the end, it shows them their score and the time that they made. And we've had administrators do Time to Climbs, and they did not want to stop. So it was fun. It was really fun. We did one on, I think, Friends, the show. And I've seen high school teachers use these for reviews for tests, and they did not want to stop. They want to keep trying to beat their time or beat a classmate or something like that. So again, I'll show you the student side of what it looks like when we get there in a little bit, but you're gonna be surprised. It's a fun game. It's really cute. Okay. Also so Time to Climb, great for review. Also under adding activity, you can add open-ended questions where you type a question and the student will answer it in short answer or long answer. You can do matching pairs, which is a game as well. And you can match vocab words to definitions, you know. You could match, I'm just thinking of anatomy because I taught that, but you could match the structures from a cell, pictures of the structures from a cell with what that structure is. You know, you can match a formula in math to what the name of that formula is, you know, something like that. Those could all be done in matching pairs. You can do quizzes, and it grades all of these things for you if they're multiple choice. It would not grade the open-ended question for you, but it will show you in the report what their answer was. Now, this is something new. I don't know why they don't have the little new button there, but this is what's called a flip grid. And a flip grid is a way to get students to answer a question on video. So you might ask them at the beginning of the year to introduce themselves. So you would create a flip grid so that they could introduce themselves. And they would click on the flip grid in Nearpod. It would take them to the flip grid, and their device would video them introducing themselves, telling about themselves. They could also, of course, you can add audio. You could just do audio, or you can do video and audio, or you can also answer with emojis or different things like that. So it's really fun. I've seen a group of 100 people doing flip grids and showing the videos and things. It's really fun. So I'm going to just show you, because this is new and because people had not been trained on this during the school year this past year, what they require of you to create a flip grid. So I'm just going to show you really fast just the basics, and I'm going to create a really detailed tutorial about Flipgrid and what that looks like, and stick it in the technology and instruction website later. But I just want to show you. If I'm wanting to create a Flipgrid, I would click on Flipgrid, and it's going to ask for two things. It's going to ask for the teacher URL, which has the word admin in it, and it's going to ask for the student URL, okay, which does not have the word admin in it. So I'm going to go to Flipgrid. So you have to sign up for it. It does not cost. There's free versions. I'm in a free version, and I'm going to add a new grid. So I'm just going to name this Student Intro. I want them to sign in with their school email because I know all the students have school emails. And I'm going to create the Flipgrid. I've already got the Western Heights domain in there, so I'm going to click next. Okay, so see this code that comes up after you create a grid. You can share it in different ways. One way is Google Classroom, one way is Remind, but you'll need to copy that code, and you're going to have to go back into Nearpod, and that is the student URL. Just has flipgrid.com/Callis8432, okay? To get the teacher URL that goes here, you're going to have to go to your grid, okay, and copy this URL that has the word admin in it. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste that right here. Here's the word admin, and then I can add that. Okay, and again, the new slide that you add goes to the end. Okay, and I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a minute. Okay, so that's under add activity. You also have Draw It, which if you were going over some kind of math lesson on mixed fractions or something like that, you could have them work a problem in and draw it for you to show you that they understand how to do that. There's these things called collaborates, which you pick your board. I always like the court board. You enter a topic and a question, and the kids add these little Post-it notes onto the collaborate. They can see each other's collaborates. They will take turns answering questions. They can put in pictures. All of those things can be added into collaborate. They can work as teams or they can work individually in a collaborate. Also under add activity is polls. So you can poll them to see, okay, how would you like to learn about this next? You could do fill in the blank questions, or you could do a memory test. So all of those are available under add activity. So you get a lot of things that you can add to a lesson to make your lesson engaging for the students and collaborative for them as well. And again, if this was a live lesson, when I'm clicking through the slides, it keeps them on the same slide. So they're always on task. They're on the right slide. Okay, I'm going to save this because I want to show you how to see the teacher view and the student view. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to exit, and it will take me right back to my Nearpod library. The newest lesson I'm on will be at the front. So Sean, are there any questions in the chat?
Yes, can you go back to your share screen and bring up add an activity?
Yes.
There's a question about with the younger students, can you show how you would, for a time to climb, how you would add images instead of written words?
Okay, let's see here. Okay, add aside, add activity, time to climb. It's add reference image over to the side. So you can click on it and you can search straight from Google. You can drag and drop JPEG pictures or PNGs in, or you can search something that you've already have in things like Google Drive, the Dropbox, I'm not sure if this is Remind or just the cloud. So that's how you can upload images to it. So you might type the name of the image here, but you would put the image there in case they can't read that word.
Can you also show how they would put in images for their answers? Like if you want to put pictures of
So
animals.
do you see this toggle right here? It says text or image. You would have to toggle it to image, and then you would select and click into the box that says select an image, and it would come up to the same thing. So you can search through Google, or if you already have something saved, you can find it that way. Does that answer that question? It's the toggle here, and then for the question, it's here.
Okay. We also have another question, and this is a question that we had before, so I wasn't sure if you had a chance to check copyright for SFA material.
I have not. I have asked that question. I haven't got an answer back yet, so I'm waiting for the answer on that. Once I find that out, I will send that information out to the grades and the schools that do SFA. But yeah, that's still in my notes. It still hasn't been answered, so, but I did ask the question. Anything else? And remember, you guys can unmute yourselves if you have a question. Okay, how about we go in and see the difference between the teacher view and the student view. Okay, I'm going to go back home. I'm going to save those changes. Okay, so you'll know if you didn't save the changes if you have a box that says save changes, and it also won't show you the live lesson and the student-paced lesson on there if you haven't saved the changes. So make sure to click Save Changes if that comes up. All right, so I'm going to treat this as a live lesson so I can show you the difference between the teacher view and the student view and show you what that looks like. So this is my live lesson code, Ratty. And again, you can share it in all of these ways. I usually just project it at the beginning of the lesson, but if you're using a student-paced lesson, you can share it through all those different ways. And this is the first screen of my lesson. And if you need the code again, because some kid gets out, it's always up here at the top. You can just click on it and make it big again. Okay, wanted to show you a couple of things that are available to you. And the first thing that's available to you is at the bottom left. You'll see a group of people and a 0. The 0 means no one has signed into this lesson. When the students sign into it, you'll see the number go up and the people will turn green. If at any time during the lesson, a student goes out of your lesson and tries to go to a different website or something, you will know about it because these people will turn red. You can click on it. It'll have a list of students and one of them will be red. So you can shut that down and have them log back in. So that's a nice feature. You also in the middle can click on the slides. It'll open up for you, and for example, if you have gone through the lesson but you're running out of time, so you want to finish up instead of add some more things, you can go to another slide that you want and click share, and you can go to cut out all the other stuff if you want to. So that's nice. And there's also this feature, which is great for FERPA, because sometimes a teacher may want to compare and contrast answers on quizzes or answers in drawouts or something like that, but they may not want to show the students' names for different reasons. You can always click on Hide Student Names. And instead of seeing the student's name, you will see little stars for each letter of their name instead of their name. So that's a great feature as well. Then there's a couple of things at the top. If for some reason I had been doing this lesson and I decided, well, I've got time, I want to add another activity right now, you can add an activity, these activities, right in the middle of your lesson. So I could add a true false questions right in the middle of my lesson if I had more time and I needed the students to do something else. So that's great also. And then finally, one of the major things I wanted to show you was this S in the top right corner. That means student view. So they didn't have this in the beginning, but Nearpod is a great company. They're really great about listening to teachers and what teachers need out of a presentation program. And so they're constantly adding and changing things to make it easier for teachers. They didn't have the drag and drop feature either. but teachers wanted that, so they added it. And they do it pretty quick too. So if you're going to, let me find those Flipgrids and things that I want to show you. Okay, here we go. So if I wanted to see the student view of this Flipgrid, then I would click on the S and it would say changing to student view. Oops. And I would have to put in the code. So the students will need that code to add that in, and then they can go straight to that Flipgrid. I'm going to go back to teacher view and pick up that code real fast. And code. Okay, 8432. It's a little slow while I'm going through Zoom. Alice 8432. Oh, obviously I didn't do something, but this will take them. Oh, I didn't allow emails. Oops. This will take them to the Flipgrid with the code if you do it correctly. Obviously I didn't. Another thing you'll see also is you could open it in a separate window. It allows you to do that. And then you'll see instead of the S up in the top right corner, you'll see the teacher view. And that's how you go back to see what the teacher sees. And this is what the teacher will see, the grid. And I guess I need to go in and fix that. Okay, let's look at, oh, this is a video. So one thing they do with the videos, and it's totally up to you, is they will give you a choice of just the video playing on your device so that you could project it from your desktop at school or project it from Zoom at home. Or you can have it play on all devices, meaning all the students could see the video. They could go back and forth in that video if they wanted to watch something again. So again, that's totally up to you, depending on what you want. Maybe you have earbuds or something for all the students and you want them to be able to watch it on their own at their own leisure. You could click on all devices, or if you just wanted to play it, you would click on only play on this device. Okay, here is Time to Climb, the little video game. So as a teacher, you can randomize the answers for students. So they're not looking at someone else's answers or another team's answer. And you can pick which kind of mountain you want. Land, this is space, this is a new one, underwater. And they always have holiday themed one too. So around Halloween time, they'll have a Halloween Time to Climb. I'm just gonna stay with the underwater. Okay, and so here's what the teachers see. The students will connect, and what they're going to be doing is they're going to be picking their little avatars. Of course, 0 people have connected because no one's in the class right now, but I'm going to show you the student view of Time to Climb. Okay, the student at this time will be choosing their little avatar. And again, the student view looks a little elementary, but they love this at any age. So I'm going to pick the panda and I'm going to click on start. So I will start. I'm student number 1. And because remember, we hid student names, and I'm a little panda. Okay, and so when this starts, when the teacher starts the time to climb, the teacher will have a start button. These little avatars will race up this mountain to the flag. So on the first question, they might only go part way, 1/5 of the way. The second question, 2/5, until they get to the top and finish answering all the questions, and then you'll see what the students made. And they'll ask to do it again immediately. They always do. Okay, back to the teacher view. So that's how you get from student to teacher view just by clicking the T and the S, which I love that you can have the choice to do that, go back and forth. I have before also logged in myself as a student on my phone just so that I could see it on 2 separate screens. You can do that as well. Okay. Are there any questions, Sean?
No new questions in the chat room.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions? You can unmute yourselves if you need to. Okay. All right. Well, that is the end of Nearpod Level 2. On Level 3 in 30 minutes, we will be talking about how to make original lessons. Level 3 is the shortest of the 3, just because, it is. But just letting you know, if you want to learn how to create your own original lessons, come back in 30 minutes and see it. Will be available. Okay. Thank you for joining us. Sean, did you get screenshots of everybody?
Yeah, we got screenshots. Thank you, Mary.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mary.